can't.
Like, look at that, bro. They're literally going over. Like, he's showing his parlay. Scott Van Pelt for SportsCenter showing his own parlay, bro. What?
Come on! What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
What it do, nephew? It's your Uncle Lou. And I'm coming at you with some from Drew Gooden. Now, guys, man, I'm hyped. How was your Thanksgiving? I want to know. Let me know down below. How was your Thanksgiving? And are you guys looking forward to Christmas? But this video is coming from Drew Gooden, and he's talking about the online gambling epidemic. I was literally having this conversation this past week with my bro, and we was talking about how gambling has gotten so bad. Like, even the people that you don't expect to gamble now just gamble. They don't even watch the sports, right? So no better person than Drew. I've been subscribed to Drew for years. So I thought rather let's just watch Drew, and I'll give thoughts as we go. Make sure you guys leave a like for the algorithm and your Uncle Lou. We're on the way to 2K, 1,300. I appreciate every single one of you guys. 1,300 buns, 13 honey buns. All right, so just make sure you guys share the video with somebody that you really mess with. Subscribe with that notification bell, right? And then comment down below on what you want me to react to next. You never know, this could be something you put me on to, bro. Now, without further ado, it's your Uncle Lou.
To celebrate my friend's birthday, I went on a Victory Casino cruise, and not only did everyone get seasick almost immediately, but we also lost all the money we brought in to gamble with. It was one of the best days of my life. For a good portion of the past century, getting on a boat that reeks of piss and wobbling your way out just far enough into the ocean so that laws don't exist anymore was one of the only ways to legally gamble in the United States. It had such a convoluted barrier of entry that most people could go their entire lives without ever being tempted to do it. Just don't go to Nevada and you'll probably never see a casino. In 2024, this is no longer the case.
Facts.
On FanDuel, DraftKings,
MGM.
Prize Picks,
Underdog,
Hard Rock Bet,
Sally Bet.
Crazy.
Bet 365.
Smack me in the mouth with all of it.
If you watch any sports at all, ads for sports betting have become inescapable. Even if you
And that's exactly the point that I was stating. It's like, and before you guys go ham on me, I always leave the links to the videos that I'm reacting to down in the description. So always check the link, check the description if you guys want to watch, check out the original video. But like I was saying, it's just everywhere. Like, even if you don't want to see it, like, it'll just be in your face, to the point where I feel like it's kind of hard to watch the sports as they are. Like, people don't even watch the games. They just bet on players. Crazy work.
muted every commercial and closed your eyes until the game came back on, it's still plastered everywhere. DraftKings promos pop up in the middle of a play, there's BetMGM billboards behind home plate, FanDuel logos on the court, on the microphone. They come at you from every angle, pepper spraying you in the face so you don't notice they just pulled your pants down. They've made it so watching sports and betting on sports are just two sides of the same coin. Like, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, like, bro, look at that. Look at that.
On sports are just two sides of the same coin. Like, you can't.
Like, look at that, bro. They're literally going over. Like, he's showing his parlay. Scott Van Pelt for SportsCenter showing his own parlay, bro. What? You know how many people just, and that's the thing with gambling. There's gonna be millions of people that don't even care to watch it, and they're just gonna put exactly what he puts, and he doesn't care. What's $100 to SVP?
Without the other. It's become so normalized that it might be easy to forget that gambling can be kind of bad, actually. About 10 million people in the US alone struggle with gambling in some way, a good portion of which are under the age of 25. Gambling addicts attempt suicide at a rate 15 times higher than the general population. The average debt of a gambling addict can range from $15,000 to $90,000. But where most people see this as a problem, a few people saw it as an opportunity. All that extra money that could be siphoned from struggling families and into the pockets of like 12 CEOs And we're not doing that because... So in 2018, the Supreme Court overruled the federal ban on sports betting. And since then, Americans have collectively lost over $245 billion on it. That's almost $1,000 per person, and that number was from last year. But the bombardment of playful advertising filled with famous celebrities would make you think it's just a harmless, fun game you can play on your phone. Kevin Hart, Post Malone, Chris Rock, LeBron James,
Post Malone for
Kevin
real.
Hart, Peyton Manning, Jamie Foxx,
Kevin
Eric
Hart.
Andre, Patton Oswalt, Vanessa Hudgens, the guy from that Kendrick Lamar song, Kevin Hart. Even the Talk Tua podcast is sponsored by Better. Why is it always the people?
I've been seeing Ruby Rose. I know Ruby Rose is like the one that they throw out there. That shit cracks me up. That shit cracks me up.
You trust the most.
You don't need to know everything about every sport.
Good, because I don't.
Yeah, me.
What the fuck? Was that really in a commercial? Bro, no way. Oh, take me back, take me home, West Virginia, country road. I don't know the words.
I don't.
Yeah, me either.
He said he don't know.
Oh, everything.
You don't need to know
Why is it
everything.
always the people you trust the most?
You don't need to know everything about every sport.
Good, because I don't.
Yeah, me.
Why would you put like, bro? They're making like gambling seem like it's an investment. Like, yes, investing can seem as gambling too, but like this is different. Like, this is more impulsive. Like, they're telling you, like, hey, just throw your money in there. They're gonna profit. Like how I always tell everybody, you're donating. You're donating. You're donating your money. You're donating your money. You're donating your money.
Is a feeling and a phone.
That is such a bold way to advertise your product. You don't have to know anything about sports
Facts.
in order to bet on them. In fact, we would prefer you didn't. Look, this guy's just chilling in a hot tub. He doesn't even know what sport he bet on, and he won money. So go
Crazy.
ahead, just open the app and start mashing buttons. I don't know, like, where do you think they got all the money to shell out to these celebrities? Could it be that maybe Prize Picks isn't the secret gateway to riches beyond my wildest imagination?
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't dibble and dabble. Of course I dibble and dabble, but degenerates. There's people that's degenerates. They're out here, like, right. It's to the point I've seen moms and dads out here doing it. Like, you don't, and then they have no business doing it. They don't watch the games. How are you gonna bet on something you don't watch?
And maybe they're just trying to get my debit card number so they can take my disposable income. Whether or not you think sports betting should be illegal, and I'm not even necessarily saying it should be, the fact that they're allowed to advertise it like this is fucking insane. Imagine a cigarette commercial that was like, oh my god, this is so good. This is the best I've ever felt in my life. I'm on top of the world. Typically the only tobacco ads you see are like anti-vaping PSAs.
Yeah, I haven't seen one.
There's a future where advertising for betting apps is regulated in a similar way. You can still bet on sports. You can still smoke cigarettes if you want to. It's not illegal, but you're not bombarded with the temptation to do it every time you turn on a basketball game. Even though it's only been 6 years since the federal ban on sportsbooks was overturned, technology has already evolved well beyond what was available at the time. And now that gambling has gone from being in a place you have to go to do it to being accessible on your phone at any moment, there's nothing stopping these apps from trying to lure you in constantly, and they're really good at doing that.
Addiction is intensified, he says, by how much the gambling companies know about each user. That data was used to tailor offers and push notifications to keep the guy in action.
They knew the life stage, the customer life stage it was at, so win back, they described it. So people that have given up gambling for a while and they're trying to get them to come back.
Just by using these apps, you're giving them data about your gambling habits, which they can then weaponize against you. If they realize around 2 p.m. every Sunday is when you're most likely to interact with the app because you're watching 19 games at once and you're starting to get a little restless, they can tailor make a push notification just for you. Maybe they'll boost the odds of a third quarter Tyreek Hill touchdown, or they'll show you a parlay that 50,000 other people have bet on, and that many people can't all be wrong. Let's talk about parlays for a second, because I think that's one of the biggest contributors to the exponential rise of sports betting.
It's parlay time.
Put simply, a parlay
I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you do hit a parlay though, I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite though. It's like, don't be out here just doing that all the time. I do it, like I said, very, very like sporadic. Like, it's not like that. But When you do hit a parlay, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy feeling. I'm not gonna lie.
Combine multiple
It do make you want to play again.
Significantly decreasing the odds of it hitting, but massively boosting the payout you'll win if it does.
Nothing?
It's basically the difference between winning a few dollars for correctly calling one coin flip or winning thousands of dollars if you can get that coin to land on heads 12 times in a row. You're so distracted by the possibility of how much you could win that you're not even considering the fact that you definitely won't. Parlays are the lottery ticket of sports betting, and these apps have made it so easy to make one whenever you want. The only thing stopping you from putting together a parlay that frankly doesn't even make sense is your own imagination. Because of parlays, I think for a lot of people, gambling has become death by 1,000 paper cuts. Maybe instead of losing a lot of money all at once, you're just losing a little bit of money all the time.
Every parlay I've ever done is always missed by 1 to 2 picks. Have lost thousands this month. I just don't understand what the fuck I'm doing wrong. How about you stop fucking betting, bro? Like, how about you bet on yourself? Bet on your future. Bet that you're not gonna gamble again. I bet you don't give a fuck. You still doing that shit to this day.
Sometimes you'll even lose money in a way that feels like you almost won. 5 out of 6,
Yeah.
I was so close. But that means I'll definitely win next time. My only personal experience with online sports betting was a couple years ago when I saw Underdog Fantasy was offering to match your first deposit up to $100. And I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. I watch a lot of football. Maybe I can finally make back some of the money.
Oh, and Dolphin fell. Okay, Drew. Wait, where you from?
Years supporting my stupid, shitty team. So I put in $100, they doubled it, and slowly over the course of the next 2 months, I lost $25 every week until it was all gone. Now, if I'm being honest, I think this was actually best case scenario for me. I consider myself lucky that the few times I've tried gambling, it hasn't gone well for me, because I have no positive association with it. In the same way that I have no desire to smoke cigarettes, because the first time I did, I smoked 2 back-to-back for some reason and was nauseous the rest of the night. I have no desire to gamble because I've only ever lost money doing it. So even though Underdog managed to get $100 out of me, I actually think they would have preferred if I won a little bit first. When betting apps give out these kind of introductory offers, it's not just so they can get a bunch of free money, although that's definitely part of it. They're trying to create a customer for life.
Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. $5, get $200 back. $250 up to $500.
Up to $2,000.
Online sportsbooks know that the best way to get people addicted to their product is to make that first big win as easy as possible. So they'll lure you in with an offer that seems too good to be true, because all of that is pennies compared to what they're raking in from the people who are hooked. They give you free money to start with. They'll let you try again if your first bet doesn't work. They'll let you throw in one leg of a parlay that has essentially a...
Bro, these be the ones, bro. These be the ones. Then LeBron doesn't play.
100% chance of hitting. They are desperate to make sure you have a good time. They want every time you see that app icon on your phone to think about the rush you felt when you turned $5 into $100, so you keep chasing that feeling forever. I just managed to outsmart them by being so unbelievably bad at sports betting that I never even came close to winning. But because I was curious to see how much online sports gambling has evolved since I tried it a couple years ago, and because I would never leave a stone unturned in the pursuit of research, I decided for this video I should try it one more time. So I signed up for the only legal sports book in my home state of Florida, which I assume is named after famous internet sex symbol.
I hate Hard Rock. Not because I lost money on there, just not because I could never sign up. You guys suck.
Hard Rock.
Customer service, trash. That's why I'm glad. You know what? It's a blessing in disguise. Thank you guys. Fuck you guys.
Rock Nick.
Balls tugged on one by one.
Their introductory offer is that they'll give you another chance to bet if your first one doesn't win. On the surface, that almost sounds like free money, but it's not like you can bet once, lose, and then just take your money back. You still have to give them the money. You're probably just gonna lose twice for the price of one. But hey, check this out. I've already unlocked a 1x multiplier, which means for every dollar I earn, I walk away with $1. I spent the next 12 minutes hard at work concocting the smartest and most guaranteed parlays the world has ever seen. With all my bets placed, I could finally sit back, relax, and enjoy a stress-free Sunday afternoon.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Why did I bet on Sam Darnold? Why did I bet on Kirk Cousins? Why did I get the over on Curtis Martin rushing yards? He retired in 2007.
The next few hours felt like a roller coaster, but in spite of it all, I was determined to come out on top.
Guess who has 2 thumbs and just won $9.52? This guy. My other thumb's holding the phone.
I was down, but now I'm
And since I only lost 5 other bets, I was just $61 from breaking even.
Now I know what you're thinking, Drew. How could you have possibly known the Bills were going to beat a team significantly worse than them? What are you, some kind of genius?
Terrible.
No. I prefer savant. The truth is, none of this would have been possible without my good luck charm, Michael McCorkle Jones. You can look it up, that's his real name. Ever since I saw him hit the gritty at the Pro Bowl a few years ago, I knew I needed a metal poster of him to hang up on my wall. And thanks to today's sponsor, Displate, that's finally possible. Are you tired of waking up to your boring, empty walls? You try to hang up posters, but your hammer didn't come.
Drew has the greatest, I want to say, promotions he does in his videos. You're not doing that shit here. We're here for the fucking gambling. You're teaching us that. And, hey.
Displate for sponsoring today's.
I would never, ever, ever, ever make you guys watch an ad. I said that just so I could put an ad right there.
Video, which unfortunately will now continue. All right, so I've been using this app for a little over a week now, and even though I did win a few more bets, all I've really managed to do is turn my initial $100 into 0. It's all gone. I think they know they're on the verge of losing me for good because they're really ramping up the notifications. Most days I'm getting at least 1 every hour. They even offered me another second chance bet, this time up to $500. They are so confident based on everything I've shown them so far that it seems they're willing to give me any amount of money because it doesn't matter, I'm just going to lose it all anyway. Even in my very limited time using this app, I can already see the traps they're setting for me, and I am falling for them. For some reason, I've done multiple parlays that are contingent upon something happening at the beginning of a game. They offer a bunch of bets that are based on first quarter stats, and I realized firsthand why they do this. Because that one leg can cook your entire parlay immediately. But at that point, you've already committed to betting on this game, and there's so much more game to bet on. So you do. And before you know it, you're betting on Keyshawn George to make 5 threes? Why did I do that?
Oh my God! That's how that job be going. That's how people. That's crazy. Danny Green 7 points.
I don't even know who that is. Why did I think Jake Paul was gonna knock out Mike Tyson? That fight was never ending in a knockout. They punched each other like 4 times. Obviously, they were just in it for the money, and I knew that going into it. I only did this bet because they boosted my odds, and they only boosted my odds because they knew it wasn't going to happen anyway. It's 2024. How am I still getting scammed by Jake Paul? And on the flip side, when I do win a bet, sometimes I'm not even that happy about it because I'm just like, I should have bet more. You start getting carried away doing the math. I turned $10 into $30, but I could have turned 100 into 300, 1,000 into 3,000. Oh my God. It's infinite money. And I think that's one of the most dangerous things about gambling is that sometimes it works. It's a hobby that technically could go well for you if you get very lucky and quit at the exact right time, which you won't, and the casinos are banking on the fact that you won't. Problem gamblers aren't just chasing a feeling, they're chasing this idea that maybe they'll win the lottery. A lot of gamblers can recognize that they have a problem, but see the problem as the way out of the problem.
I think the feeling at the time was if you can just get lucky here somewhere, then potentially there's a way of making this all go away. I suppose the flip side to that as well, Aaron, is it was enabling me to just gamble as much as I wanted as well.
If I just have one good day, I can win it all back. Yes, I've dug this huge hole for myself, but if I just keep digging, I might be able to find that diamond I've been desperately searching for. But the sad reality is, even if you find the diamond, you're just gonna feel so good doing it that you'll probably dive right back into the mines looking for another one.
The truth is, if I'd have had that big win, I would have just spent it anyway.
A lot of the higher-ups at these companies will refuse any responsibility for creating new gambling addicts over the past few years. They'll make the argument that they're just addicted to their phone, and our app just happens to be on it.
I don't believe that there is an addiction to mobile betting any more than there is an addiction to utilization of your phone for any other reason.
You don't think adding a layer of betting makes the phone more addictive than just tooling around Instagram?
No. There is problem gambling. It is a real problem. Whether it's gotten bigger or it's just become more noticeable because sports betting is legal, I think is an unknown.
Really?
Hey, they'd be gambling anyway, whether it's on our app that sends 30 push notifications a day and is linked to their bank account, or only available in a state on the other side of the country, is totally irrelevant. And while there are obviously some people for whom that is true, you cannot deny the fact that making it so goddamn easy to bet anything at any time is leading to more people gambling who wouldn't have otherwise. You're dangling a piece of candy inches.
Like I'm talking about, you see people that do not watch games, parents, they don't have time. They don't even, matter of fact, they don't even care for sports. They're betting on baseball games. They're betting on basketball games. They're betting on football. But it's like, you guys don't even understand the intricacies of the game. What I mean by that is, hey, do you know, like, hey, in a basketball game, for instance, Jason Tatum's gonna take 30 shots. It doesn't fucking matter, right? But I don't want to say Pritchard, but who could I say? Like Cornette's not gonna shoot 10 times, right? But they're gonna have the over under around like 3, right? Because you're gonna be like, 3 shots. Why won't you get 3? You'll be surprised. Because it's just how it goes, or then they sit out. It's just a whole bunch of things, bro, that a lot of people don't pay attention to.
Away from people's faces. Dangerous. And then saying, hey, it's not our fault they grabbed it. They still would have grabbed it even if it was 2,000 miles away. Since this is all still relatively new in the US, maybe we'll see more legislation in the future to combat this avalanche. In some countries, they no longer allow celebrities to appear in sportsbook ads, or they've banned the ads from appearing during sporting events altogether. America is still in this Wild West infancy where all these apps are just scrambling to find a way onto your phone before regulations start kicking in. But maybe in the future? Nah, I'm gonna be honest. It's hard to imagine that happening. I think it's too late to put the toothpaste back in the tube. The leagues are making too much money off it already. Of course they want to shove betting apps down everyone's throats. It gives people more of a reason to watch the games, especially bad ones. While most people would turn off a 20-point blowout in the fourth quarter, you're still glued to the screen because you need CeeDee Lamb to get 12 more yards for your parlay to hit. They've figured out a way to make every moment matter, even if it doesn't.
You want to make every game interesting? Step 1, open the BetMGM Sportsbook. You know what to do.
It's not just sports, though. It seems like these days you can gamble on absolutely anything. You can bet on celebrity breakups. You can bet on which White Lotus character. Anything. You can bet on...
You can bet on breakups? Bro, that's so dumb. Like, something like this is like, that's so stupid. It's people-based. Who's to say? I don't even know who Dave Grohl or Jordan Blum is, but who's to say they won't be like, you know what? We're gonna break up in 2025, and then we gonna rack up this bread. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell no. Or it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, this is silly. This is silly work.
Celebrity breakups. You can bet on which White Lotus character will return in season 3. You can bet...
That's dumb. The writers can...
on the presidential election, and oh my god, so many people did. Hundreds of millions of dollars were tied up in political bets this year, and if that's not indicative of a nationwide gambling epidemic, I don't know what is.
Wow.
I'm a little conflicted about this. Because on one hand, gamifying every aspect of our lives only gives more power to those with influence. It creates a financial incentive for spreading deliberate misinformation. It can make you question the motive behind everything you see and hear. But on the other hand, XQC lost $700,000 betting on the election, and that's...
Oh my gosh! Bro, people just, y'all got money.
Fun. If you don't know who XQC is, he's a streamer who, at least in every clip I've seen of him, seems to be speaking a language he invented and no one else can understand.
Game government and no sample, no game. Listen, mate, yeah, I'm over there. What do you want to do with them, man?
He's also one of the many streamers who've massively increased their wealth over the past few years by taking sponsorships from offshore crypto-based online casinos, helping them and the website they stream it on explode in popularity. At almost any point of any day, you can go to the slots tab on kick.com and see someone who is zonked out of their mind, eyes bloodshot red, 12 hours into non-stop slot spins, desperately trying to win back all the money they've lost so far, oftentimes in a situation so dire that even the chat, with no personal stakes involved and only there for entertainment, is begging them to stop. But they can't. They're on autopilot. Every loss is money that...
Dude, it's literally in the, like, it's under 12K now, dude. It was over 30 something.
Needs to be won back, and every win is just more money to gamble with. I randomly opened this guy's stream one day and watched in real time as he won almost $100,000 and then say this.
95K, that's fucking huge. We're a tenth of the way back.
A tenth? This dude was down $1 million on Big Bass Bash? Now, to most people watching, it's pretty easy to say, hey man, you should probably quit while you're ahead. No, 100,000 isn't a million, but it's a lot more than zero. The problem is someone in this state of mind isn't capable of seeing it that way. He's not even in Thursday afternoon with the rest of us. He's still on the tail end of Wednesday night. So the rational part of his brain, too subdued to muster anything more than a mumble, asks his chat if he should end it there.
Should we up the bet or leave?
They all scream, of course you should, but it falls on deaf ears. He's yet to stop spamming spins for even a second. This man is no longer in control of his actions.
Oh
He's
my
a zombie,
goodness.
relegated to the passenger seat of his own mind as it careens towards the conclusion everyone watching knows is inevitable. But there's nothing he can do to stop the momentum.
I have to quit. At a certain point, I have to give up. At a certain point, I gotta give up. Oh my god. At a certain point, I gotta give up. Dude, that dog demolished the balance.
Bro, what the fuck? Like, that's not even funny, dude. That is like... That's sad as shit, dude. You were up $100,000 and you were down. You're still down 900. And then you lost everything. And you're probably still doing this kind. Bro, this is people that live this kind of life every single day. And I don't trust these digital slots. It's like, bro, these regular slots probably get played with, let alone a digital slot.
Oh my god. That's crazy. Lost over $1 million today. There's nothing in there.
All he can do now is sit in the reality of what just happened.
What the fuck? Beautiful girl. Dude.
He gonna break that hole in the wall.
With the fact that despite his and everyone else's better judgment,
crazy,
he got doghouse.
Doghouse is what did it. Dude, doghouse is what defeated me. I got doghouse. I got doghouse. I got a full doghouse.
He must have money laying around. I don't know this guy.
Full fucking doghouse, dude. Dude.
He must have money like nothing.
I got doghouse.
That's crazy, bro. He probably went.
Did I just watch this guy ruin his life?
I don't know, actually. The thing is, it's hard to take streams like this at face value. There's a very well-documented history of streamers on Kick high-stakes gambling with money that was given to them by the website they're playing on. So not only are the stakes not high, but it's technically not even gambling. It's just promotion. The entire goal of these streams is just to make the people watching them think they too can go win life-changing money on asscoin.com. So maybe this is all bullshit. Maybe the only real thing about these streams are the holes he punched into the wall behind him. Maybe he'll miraculously be back in a couple days with a suspiciously large balance after seeming to lose everything. But clips like this are just the flip side of an online ecosystem currently doing everything it can to convince impressionable teenagers scrolling through
digital
TikTok and YouTube shorts that gambling is awesome, actually, and you gotta start doing it.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Bang, 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 bang.
That's a great feeling, man.
Was that Nick Merckx? No way. Is that Nick Merckx? That is Nick Merckx.
That's a great feeling, man.
Crazy work.
Now, some people have accused these websites of rigging the odds in favor of the streamers, so it's easier for them to farm these clips. And as far as I'm aware, there's no proof of that. I think the misrepresentation of odds here is simply due to the fact that these websites can just keep depositing money into their accounts whenever they lose, giving them unlimited funds to play with.
Unless Rubet's gonna give me free money, I think that's like actually it. We really just need Howie to give us a ton of free money.
If you're given infinite money, you can just keep betting until you hit a jackpot. For them, there's...
And then those companies, you gotta think about it. Those companies, they're not losing out when they're investing money into these streamers. That's a crazy business model when you break it down. These companies are giving, let's say this guy, they gave him $1 million, right? That money is literally going back into their site because literally he lost it all and it's going right back into them. But not only is he doing this, the people that's watching him may be impressionable enough to take place in this, and that's more money going into that site. So I can see why it's so lucrative for them to do that.
There's no such thing as rock bottom, a philosophy that very much does not translate to real life. In real life, you can hit rock bottom, and when you do, there's no texting Howie to get yourself out of it. What's especially concerning about these kinds of streams is that while sports betting apps are at least targeting mostly grown men, the majority audience for a lot of these streamers are teenagers and young adults. People whose brains have not finished developing yet. People who would have a harder time distinguishing between entertainment and real life, and have less of an ability to evaluate risk compared to people much older than them. It is statistically proven that people who are exposed to gambling at a young age are more likely to develop problems with it later in life. So maybe don't do this.
That's
Is that
crazy.
too much to ask?
That looks like a little
different
kid
types
game.
of gambling streamers. There are the ones like Aiden Ross who have been very transparent about the fact that money is the only thing that matters to them, and there's no line they would be unwilling to cross in pursuit of it. Then there's streamers like Steve Will Do It, who admitted in an interview with CoffeeZilla that the only reason he started taking these sponsorships was because he used to have a gambling problem, and it was a way for him to continue to gamble without having to use his own money. In other words, he knows from personal experience the harm a gambling addiction can cause, but he has no problem promoting that to other people as long as it's not his money they're losing. But then
Bro, I just keep looking at that photo of him with his fucking fist in his mouth. Like, my face is hurting looking at it. Like, it's bothering the shit out of me. Steve, don't do it.
Also plenty of streamers that don't seem to think they're doing anything wrong. They put their head in the sand and make excuses because the money's too good for them to turn down. Take Nick Merckx, for example. Nick gets pretty defensive when people question the fact that he spends 1 week out of every month spinning slots on kick.com. Oh yeah, man, sorry. Forgot a bunch of children watch my streams. Like, dude, you've spent the past 6 years streaming Fortnite and Call of Duty. If you don't think the majority of your audience is young men, I don't know what to tell you. And don't even get me started on Drake. I know a large portion of his audience is underage because those are the people he's trying to fuck.
So while obviously these websites who use
crazy work,
centralized currency, and are based out of a small island country with laughably loose gambling restrictions in order to skirt federal regulations, are mostly to blame for the damage they've caused, these celebrities and streamers who've helped popularize them are very much complicit. When you build an audience online, whether you like it or not, there is a parasocial element to it. There are people in your fan base who look up to you and trust you, and every time you sell something to them, you are leveraging that parasocial relationship in order to financially benefit. And I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect. I sell merch, I have sponsors, I just did an ad read like 3 minutes ago. But my God, I feel like the bare minimum with the sponsorship is, does this product actively hurt the people that use it? Yes? Then I'm not gonna do that. I get that it can sting to turn down a lot of money, and if the numbers people have floated around are accurate, it is a stupid amount of money. But for some of these people who could already live 10 full lifetimes without ever having to worry about bills ever again, when is it enough? It's just crazy to me. It's like, thank you to everyone who supports what I do. You've given me my dream job, this life of luxury I'm so lucky to have. And in return, I give to you a crippling addiction. Sorry, I wanted to buy a house in Mexico.
We got another place because you can't do it in America. You have to go somewhere else. So we went somewhere else and we got another place.
Call me dramatic, but I'm a little concerned where this is all headed. People like to talk about iPad babies who are burning all their dopamine receptors before they even reach preschool. But what is a slot machine if not just a giant iPad? Scientifically engineered to be as mesmerizing as possible, so you don't even realize what you're letting it
That's one shot right there. Look at that.
take from you.
$1,000 in fast spins at $50 a spin. Look at that, $194,000 grand. That thing is due. Oh. Well, that's $1,000.
Gambling can be addictive enough on its own even before you add in all this social pressure. The transition from casual gambler to full-blown addict can happen so gradually, a lot of people don't even realize it's happened to them until it's too late. And when everyone around you, from celebrities in commercials to all your favorite streamers, are just making it seem like it's no big deal, it's fun, everybody does it, can you truly recognize the seriousness of what you're getting yourself into? I think all we can really do for the time being is try to fight back against the normalization of gambling. So what do you say we all get together and call a timeout? What's that? They already tried that for hate.
We need to stop it.
So let's take this moment
to change the momentum
and call a timeout
on hate.
Together.
Together.
And it's not working.
Oh my God.
Well, that's not good. That was kind of the only idea I had. Gambling is not new. For as long as there's been man, there's been the primal desire to bet it all on red. But what is new is the way technology has evolved to prey on these urges in the most efficient and targeted ways possible. Using AI to send push notifications at the precise moment they know they're most likely to be open. Using a constantly evolving algorithm to offer bets that are so time sensitive you have to commit to it before you even have a chance to think about it. These apps didn't invent gambling addiction, they've just made it more accessible. You combine all of that with a system in which most people aren't paid nearly enough money for the amount of work that they do.
That's like a crackhead, like being able to like get that shit shipped to his mailbox every fucking like day. Like he don't even have to think about it. Like you remember how like and probably your guys' grandparents' time where they used to get milk delivered to their front door. Like that's similar to that. Like imagine getting that, but to a crackhead every day. They're getting their daily dose of crack every single day. Like that's literally the same thing. More accessible.
And might see gambling as one of the only ways out of that situation, only to end up exacerbating their problems, and you end up with the unmitigated economic disaster we're in now. Forgive me for using the C word, but we've stumbled into this stage of capitalism where every dollar must be profited by any means necessary, and foregoing any chance to do so would simply be seen as a missed opportunity. Advertisements in between the game? Not enough. Now they're a part of the game. A mini fridge in the hotel that I can store my leftovers in? No, we should be filling every square inch of that thing with $12 Coke cans that'll automatically charge your credit card even if you're just moving one out of the way. A YouTube outro that's just a few seconds of peaceful music and no call to action? You wish, bozo. Please go listen to the song I made with my friend Sam. I wrote the guitar for it and I think it's pretty good. Thanks for watching.
Smart guy. Smart guy. Smart guy, Drew. Smart guy. But yeah, guys, again, if you guys want to check this video out on your own, just make sure you check the description down below. The link should be there. But thoughts on this one: gambling is no joke, guys, right? It starts off small. It's a little harmless. When you're doing that, it goes small, but it becomes gradual over time. You got to be mindful not only of yourself, but the people around you. And say something, you know, like, because if you don't say anything, don't be surprised when those same people that you didn't say anything to look at you and say, man, nobody told me anything, right? And you had the best intentions of doing so. Or if you yourself are dealing with somebody, something like that, you know what I'm saying? There are different outlets for you, okay? But guys, on the way to 2K, I appreciate every single person that's been here along the way. Make sure you guys hit that like button for the algorithm and your Uncle Lou. Make sure you share the video with somebody next to you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button with that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Woo! And then catch me in the next one, because you know this thing ain't stopping, nephew. Peace.